You taught me how to analyze the markets for myself.
How many payouts have you received so far?
Like 30 plus. If you love the markets, the money will follow up.
What were the questions that you were asking yourself that completely changed everything?
Be honest about the amount of work you're putting in.
What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing well. So today I want to do a very nice interview with one of my most successful students. His name is Sander. He is from the Netherlands, and he is going to talk about his story, and that's where I bring it to you. Sander, what's up? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
I'm Sander. I'm from the Netherlands. Profitable trader after 4.5 years. Finally, it's been a long time. Right now in this beautiful country of Portugal. Thank you for having me.
When did you start trading?
There's been a few moments of like me discovering the markets was in 2017 because a friend of mine was like, "Oh, bro, there's this crypto and it's going so much up. You're gonna make money." And I was like I just really thought it was like, "Oh yeah, just give you some money and I'll see what happens." And then it kept going up and we were like, "Oh my God, we're going to get so much money." And then of course it crashed. And then the market tanked and I started losing. It was not a lot. It was like 200 euros. I mean, it was a lot because it was 18, but I lost all my money and the market was basically crashing. And I saw all these videos on YouTube like, "Oh, I made so much money by shorting." I was like, wait, I'm out here losing and you're telling me other people are winning because I am losing. And like, that was such a fascination. And that was back in 2017. That was such a fascination. It was like, oh my God, that's so interesting. Then I tried it for like a month and I was like, yeah, nah, this is not going to work. So I didn't touch it for like 2, 3, 4 years. But every time it like, of course, because it's all over Insta, it kept popping up. So then I think 4 years ago, I was like, or 4.5 years ago, I found out about Forex and I just started learning it through Tom Dante, just trading trend lines. Like it's been I can't even really remember how I started trading because it's been such a weird journey. And maybe it's also my brain. Like I just really can't really pinpoint it anymore.
So let's talk about, for example, last year, because I think you have a great story from last year. No, well, actually not even last year. It was like already 2 years ago in August. The mythical couch story.
The mythical couch story. Yeah, I think this is when I was, because I was, as you know, I was cleaning at the time, 5 hours a day, working on trading 8 hours, just making 11, 12 hours a day and just putting that all together because I like quit university because I was like, I just want to become a trader. I'm going to quit university. I'm going to try this for the next 3 years. If it doesn't work out, I'm just going back, just going to get my degree again. And then we'll see what's up. And I was there like after, because I've already spent like 2 years trying to learn how to trade. But those 2 years were like putting it like a lot of effort towards it. And I was just sitting there and I joined the community for like 6-7 months. No, already a year maybe. And I still wasn't getting any results. Like I thought I finally had broken something. And I think this is so normal. Like you get like this first glimpse of hope when you join like a community or you learn like a real strategy for the first time. And for some reason, the first time you join, most of the time you get like kind of decent results. So I was like, oh my God, maybe I finally understand it. And then I didn't. Like I was so destroyed on the fucking couch because I was like, am I ever gonna make trading work? Like this is how I truly felt about it. I was like, how am I gonna do this? I still don't understand the markets. I have no idea what they move. I just learned the strategy. I'm just following this model without knowing what it means, what it does. I know nothing. And I'm here 2 years in. I was just destroyed completely, almost depressed. I was like, and I told my girlfriend as well, like the worst thing is that was like, I don't want to quit trading. Like I'm going to keep continuing, but And that's what made it even worse, because I was so lost. I didn't know where to go, didn't know what to learn, but I knew I was not going to quit. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Because I cannot just go on forever with this feeling of I have nothing to do. So yeah. And then I was like, okay, let me just put in everything I have, drop my ego, drop everything I know about the market, start fresh, and just start learning and doing all the right things, because that's what I was not doing at the time, was like procrastinating or maybe not really learning to focus on the outcome. And at the same time, like when I made that commitment, you were like, guys, I'm gonna launch a course. And as you know, like I was already in a patron of yours way back, and you quit it. And I was like, oh, if you're ever gonna start up a course again, I'm in. So it was so funny. You made that message like, oh, if you want to join, you know, sign up for the waiting list. I was like, I'm gonna message that motherfucker on Discord. Hopefully he remembers me. And you did. And yeah, here we are now, 1 year later, profitable, 1.5 years later. But yeah.
Yeah, that is insane. And you went from now 1.5 years in the couch, right?
Yeah, now it's 1.5 years. Yeah, but it took me 1 year from the couch story to get profitable.
1.5 years to become in the couch. Couple of months to become profitable, like over 6 months to become profitable,
yeah,
right?
It actually was quite fast.
And then quickly now a full-time trader. That is insane. That is really, really insane. How does it feel? How does it feel to be a full-time trader?
Nah, it has not synced in yet, but it feels amazing. Yeah.
That's it sinking in.
It's sinking in. Nah, it sinks in every time anybody asks me this question, I just get like filled with like almost like if I really would allow myself now to feel it, I will probably start crying right here, because fuck, it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like I can almost start crying, because like it's everything I wanted, and I can't believe that it's now all coming through. And it's just, yeah, I can now do every day something I enjoy. And even on bad days, like I already, like even last week, I was like, I don't really feel like working, but I still worked, and it was still like, even the worst day is a good day.
Yeah.
Where before a worst day was like, oh, it's a bad day. You're like, the whole day is like, oh, you get home, you're fucking grumpy. You're like, I don't want to fucking do all this shit anymore. And now it's like, yeah, you know what? Who cares that it's a worst? Like, you don't care that it's a bad day. You're just like, oh, it's a bad day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What do you think was the big shift in your trading from before, where you were very confused, then you joined the community and you were still confused in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So it still took you 6 months or even a little bit more if needed. What do you think was the shift from, okay, before joining, confused still, and then becoming profitable? Like, because people always ask me, what was the one thing? There's never really a one thing. No. It's like multiple pieces of the puzzle that then just get together, and all of a sudden it clicks, but it's not just one thing. Yeah. What do you think was the shift?
I think it's always the thing you mentioned in the beginning as well. It's like, teach a man how to, what's it again? Teach a man how to fish. I always forget.
Yeah, to give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, feed him for life.
Yeah, and I feel like the most communities or the most strategies I tried to learn, they were always just giving me the fish. Like, do this, do that, and you will make profits. And then they go like, oh, but this is like a list you have to, it's also a checkboxes. Like every strategy just had a checkbox, like if you do this, then this is the strength of the trade and you will make money. But you're just blindly placing trades, because like you check the checkbox and then you lose the trade and you're like, I checked the checkbox, I don't understand. And I think like the biggest thing that happened for me in the community is that you taught me how to analyze the markets for myself. Like, even though it's like all the concepts and like, yes, there's a strategy and an entry model, of course, because otherwise, how are you going to make money? Yeah. But you taught me how to analyze the market independently. Like, if you're not going to post from tomorrow onwards, I know with my own eyes, I can analyze the markets. if you were not there for some reason, you're like late with your analysis, I was like, well, I can do my own analysis because he taught me how to read direction, how to read the markets. And from there, I can figure it out. Because then if the entry model is the last thing I need, because I can analyze where the market is going. It's always what you say, direction, direction, direction. It's like, if you learn how the market moves for yourself, that's like the biggest thing I think changed for me. It's like, that independently, because trading is an individual sport. Yeah. Yes, you need a community. Yes, you need a mentor, but you need to learn how to analyze on your own. And that's like a skill that people, I think, very undervalued. Like they just want to get taught a system and then so they can apply that system, but they never ask themselves like, oh, I want to learn how to analyze the charts by myself. That they do, but...
Yeah, it's funny because it reminded me of something that happens to me quite a lot, which is I've never followed a diet and I never followed a gym coach. Why? I just don't like to be told exactly what to do. I like to learn the science behind it. Yeah. And then I just do whatever I want. Yeah. Because I know that, and I said this already, if I want to drop weight right now, in 2 months, I'm at my desired weight. I don't care. Right? And I don't need someone's checklist to lose the weight because I understand how to lose weight. The same thing with gaining muscle. Like if I want to gain muscle, obviously in the realm of possibilities, I'm not going to gain 50 kilos of muscle. But in the realms of possibilities, I know that if I really want to, and if I focus on that, I can gain as much muscle as I want in terms of, again, in the realms of possibility, because then we go obviously into the steroids thing and then we have our team member laughing. But yeah, this to say, it's like, it was funny what you said, because a lot of people join the community for a checklist, not understanding that the best way for you to become profitable is by understanding the market. And that is what ICT did for me. Yeah. ICT was like, oh, he's saying the market is going to go here and it goes there. How can I do that? And then it's like, okay, I know that the market is going to go there. How can I execute and profit from being right in that direction? So yeah, I think that's always been the main focus.
And that's as well, like, it's the same thing with observing and like the exercises and everything, right? You give me an exercise, I can do that exercise. And now I know if I have like any more questions about anything, I can just do that exercise and figure it out myself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the most important part. You want to be independent. You want to, I mean, that's where you go to school for. You go to school, they teach you something, and then you start applying it. And it's the same thing with trading. You just want somebody to teach you how to learn.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the biggest upside for this community, is that you get taught how to learn.
Yeah.
You don't want to learn, you want to learn how to learn, because that's trading in a nutshell. Because the markets are never ending. Yeah. You are learning until the day you die about the markets. So if you don't know how to learn, then, as you said, like, you can go into any markets, you can get profitable. Why? Because you know how to learn. You know, like, I have these concepts, I can see different markets, I know how to learn, so I know how to adapt.
Yeah.
But if other people go to another market, they just do their checklist, don't know how to learn, don't know how to adapt, and they're gonna fail miserably.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the beauty of it. I think that's the real thing that clicked. It's like, oh, now I learned how to study the markets.
Yeah, again, as I said, as you said, it's like you technically now just, I mentioned this multiple times, you technically now just asking the right questions. Instead of being like, hey, what's the checklist? You're like, okay, what's the direction?
Yeah.
Different question. One of them is right, one of them is wrong. One of them gives you the right answer. The other one gives you the right answer, but doesn't lead anywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I can give everyone that is watching right now, I can give you a checklist. The probability of you being profitable with it is close to 0.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, I've done that multiple times. I've done that multiple times on YouTube. It's like, I have a 1.5 hour long video. There is a checklist there. You follow that. The video itself can make you profitable, but if you don't have the daily guidance, it's like, it's just going to be harder.
Yeah.
Because you need to learn all of those things that I mentioned. It's a 1.5 hour long video. 10% of people got to the end. Those 10% of people, if they're really serious, they have to watch it like 3 more times to learn the market structure, to learn the daily bias, to learn the SMT, like to learn all of those things and then put them together. So yeah, it's very, very interesting how it all leads to one thing, which is like you're focusing on the wrong things.
100%.
100%. In terms of, let's say you went again 1 year and a half ago, unprofitable, confused. 7 months after you become profitable, and then how many payouts have you received so far for the last 7 months, basically?
How many? I don't even know. Like 30 plus? Yeah, maybe.
30.
Could be. Maybe, yeah, 20, 30 plus. Probably.
No, your lifetime on, you sent me your lifetime on Alpha and it was over 30,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah. And then some from other prop firms as well. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, just because all these consistent payouts, just like they add up
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot.
And how does that feel to finally get money out of the market?
I mean, yeah, it feels, it feels good. It doesn't feel as good as being profitable though. Like I told you so many times before, like I'm not like really into the money for trading. It's very strange because it's like one of, like most people probably won't even believe me. Like, yeah, right. Yeah, of course I'm here to make money because I want to feed a family. I want to build some stuff, you know, but
A farm,
I want to get a farm.
tiny cows.
Of course, but it's not a driver for me at all. So if you ask me like, how does it feel to get all that money? I'm quite neutral on it. How does it feel to finally have a profitable edge and seeing like things come through? Like that's just a win for me. Because I think as well, maybe I'm lying to myself. Maybe I do like the payouts, but like every time I start thinking about that side, I start losing.
Yeah.
Instantly. My trading edge drops.
Yeah.
The moment I start thinking like, oh, maybe I can get a little bit more money, it just drops. And then I remind myself, Sander, why are you doing this? You're doing this because you love trading. And then voila, results turn up again. So I'm like, why do I even need to think about how does it feel? How great it is to get, like, it will come.
Yeah.
If you love the markets, the money will follow up. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So why even bother thinking about it?
Yeah.
Almost in a way. Like the first payout even felt almost fake. It didn't even feel good. That's how insane it was. I went to bed, I clicked the button and I made money. Whereas in my regular job, I'm working so hard to get the same pay for a month's work. It just felt unfair.
That's your Netherlands thinking.
Yeah.
It's
maybe.
like, how can I pay 50% of this?
Yeah, for sure. I've just felt a little bit unfair almost.
You feel unfair for the profits. It's like, oh, I'm getting 90% profits, but it should be 50-50. Because they give me...
for real.
Oh my God.
Nah, no. They can give me 80%. I'm happy with that. And with unfair, I mean, more in the sense of... Not unfair, but it's just...
It's just weird.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like how great it is that I love this.
Yeah, what I usually say for people that think that is unfair, and I know that you come from a different perspective, but there are people that actually think that it's bad. Probably traders are not, like, you probably don't feel this, but there are people that when the people that are watching do achieve success, and you will make, let's say, 50K in a month. Let's say you make 50K in a month. You're going to be like, oh my God. Like in my sense, it's like my family works 5 years to get what I just received in 1 month. And people think that that's unfair.
Yeah.
What I would say is, well, but if you would have lost all of your money, no one would be there to help you. So you just took the risk and it just gave you a reward.
Yeah.
That's what I always want people to understand when they make a lot of money. A lot of people get this imposter syndrome of, I don't deserve this because people work so much more than me. And it's like, it's not about how much you work. It's about what you are working on and the risks that you take. Because if you would have failed, you would not be here. And again, no one would probably know.
Yeah.
And you would be like still working.
Yeah, for
So
real.
everything is just like, obviously there are unfair things, but
Yeah.
in our case, like you just work hard. If it didn't work out, you would be absolutely destroyed and no one would know. Now that it did work out, just enjoy the fruits of your labor, basically.
Yeah. I am enjoying it. For real, for real.
What do you think were some beliefs you had before that were making you unprofitable?
I think one of the biggest things was that I thought I was smart enough to figure it out. That was like the biggest thing. I think one of those beliefs was, I'm a smart guy. If I go to school, everybody had to study for 2 weeks. I study 1 day before, I got a higher grade.
Flex.
It's kind of what is it was bad. And it was like I just studied for 1 day, then got a good grade, and everybody was like, "Oh, fuck you," you know. It's like, "Oh my god, I studied 2 weeks." I'm just like, yeah, I mean, why you study for 2 weeks if you can just soak up all the information in 1 day? And then I learned like, oh, not every. So I came into that, and that was so bad. Like in school, it was amazing because I could play video games all day and then just do the work at the last minute. But in trading, with that mindset, like, oh, everybody needs to put in all these hours, but I'm used to doing like everything in the last moment. Like that belief, like still to this day, like my body is very lazy because of that, because it's like, I can do things in the last minute. And like, that's one of those beliefs where I just always was slacking in everything. Like I was just doing like, no, but everybody's just not. I know I even talked to, I think the team member here and with somebody else, like as well, like everybody does 4 years. I can make this work in 1.5 years. I'm smart enough to do this, and then just put in minimal work and just
Not
think
get
you get like good results, and then you just like get punished and punished. Then the couch story happens, and everybody has a couch story. I believe everybody has the couch story. Everybody will have a couch. If you don't have a couch story now, just wait. And then the couch story happens. And that's where you're going to decide, I'm going to put in the work or I'm going to quit.
Yeah. And what do you think of people that are in their couch situation right now and they're thinking, I don't even know if this is possible?
Give yourself a healthy perspective. I think as well, many people are like, no, just have to try forever, man. I'm like, but bro, if you're not seeing any progress in 5 years, for example, like any progress, like what are you doing? Like if in school you don't see progress for 5 years, they will tell you like, bro, you're not gonna
make it.
Just fuck, you know, you're get kicked out of school. They're like, what are you doing here? You know? So it's like, give yourself a healthy time frame where you're not gonna constrict yourself too much pressure. Like I told myself, I'm just gonna give it my all for 1 year.
Yeah.
And if I don't see enough progress by the end of that year, that's it. And what happens in your mind is like, oh, this is because I believed it. And that's very important. You really have to believe in that time frame. If you don't believe that after that 1 year, you will truly consider quitting, you probably won't put in the work. Because that was for me. I was like, I'm going to give it 1 more year because I'm getting older. I cannot fumble around forever. So it's like 1 more year, all the dedication. I'm going to find somebody. I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to do everything he says. And then after this year, see where it lands me. Well,
here we are. In 7 months / 1 year, your life looks completely different. Yes. What do you think are the right questions someone should ask themselves to get similar results as you? Like, what were the questions that you were asking yourself that completely changed everything?
Like, you just have to be honest with yourself. I think that's the first step. Be honest about the amount of work you're putting in, about everything you do. Because there's so many people who are basically just not putting in enough work and then saying they're putting in the work, or just that's like the second question. First question is, how much work am I putting in? What kind of work am I putting in? Because just as you said, if you ask the wrong questions, like if you're just always doing the wrong things, then you can put in all the work you want, but you will never achieve it because you're just focusing on the wrong things. So I think the second question is like, find the wrong thing. And then people are like, how am I gonna find the right question? Hey, mentorship.
Yeah.
Duh.
To be fair,
Find somebody who has already done it. Tell him your situation. Ask him what he would do in that situation. And then, like, that's the third thing. Like, there are right and wrong questions, but it's going to be changing for every trader. It's going to be different. Like, and everybody can be in a different situation. Like, maybe somebody's really struggling in getting consistent. Maybe somebody doesn't even know the very basics. But it's where you have to ask yourself, what do I still don't get? Where am I in my trading? And then just go from there. But you kind of need somebody to help you ask the right questions. I think that's like the first thing. Don't try to find the right question for yourself. Find somebody who can help you find the right questions for your situation.
Yeah.
I think that's because it's hard to find. Like, this is the thing I meant when I said like I was a smart student. I thought I could find the right questions myself.
Yeah.
Some people will find it. In my experience, even for myself, most people won't find the right questions on their own.
Yeah. And building on that, just with a final question, it's if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
One piece of advice I would give my younger self. Yeah, don't stress so much.
Just go. Just
go. Just go. Don't stress about tomorrow, about yesterday, about 5 years, about all these things. Just take the next step.
Yeah.
If you're confused right now, don't know where to go, join FTB, for example. You don't have to join it, but join FTB, for example. Like, I don't know where to have guidance. Okay, you got a YouTube channel, you like that guy, go into his mentorship. Boom, first step done. What's the second step? Watching the course. Step. Yeah. I think that don't stress all these things. Don't think about, and then what's going to happen in your journey? You're going to taste that first thing of profitability. You're going to be like, oh my God, I finally understand the markets. Your mind's going to race again. So it's going to fuck everything up. And then where you're going to focus again, taking the next step. So I think that will be the biggest advice. Just go with the flow and just take the next step.
Because if you take the wrong step, you just take a step back. Like this is, I remember, I don't know what the saying is, but it's something in the lines of, if you can't see 10 steps forward, just take one more, because then you can see the next one and the next one and the next one. So that is a very good advice. Don't worry.
And small steps.
Just take the next step.
Small steps. You don't have to think about what you're doing there. You don't have to think like, oh, in 3 months I want to be backtesting. Bro, just focus on that. Today you're going to finish that. Why are we talking about backtesting? I want to start backtesting in 2 months. Okay, what are you going to do today?
Yeah.
Who cares about 2 months?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know in 2 months if you're up to back. If you're going to think about that, like, just focus on the video today. Tomorrow will come and then you focus on the next video.
Yes, sir.
And that's it.
Yes, sir. So you heard it from the man. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, Sander, for coming. This is absolutely amazing. Meeting the coach, meeting everyone from the team. Absolutely amazing here in Portugal. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you took some value from this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.